It's Whiskers.
And it's Sage.
And welcome to Wash Ya Hands. Today we are going to be doing our 5 worst games in 2018. These are games that we played in 2018 and not games released in 2018.
Very important.
Our first game is number 5, Battlefield 4, released in 2013. Critics gave this game a 7 out of 10, and we liked a few things about this game, starting with the multiplayer was pretty good. The destructible environment can be a lot of fun, and there are some very interesting moments in the campaign, such as how it starts. For the cons now on Battlefield 4, it is very glitchy and buggy in general, and you start off with a squad who you can command to fire at people. They, however, cannot kill them even at point-blank range and are virtually useless to have around. You might as well be on your own. We gave this game a 5 out of 10. And with that being said, we'll move on to number 4. Call of Duty Infinite Warfare, released in 2016. Critics gave this a 7 out of 10 as well. And this game is basically about Lieutenant Nick Reyes and his squad are trying to stop the SDF, Settlement Defense Front, from taking over the solar system. Some of the things we liked about this game is the zombies is quite engaging and well done, and the multiplayer and the just general game mechanics work well. But the game is as well glitchy and buggy, like most of them on this list, and kind of has a slight incomplete feel to it. It is the worst COD game since Ghosts. We gave this game a 4 out of 10. And with that, we are moving on to number 3.
Number 3 is Batman Arkham Knight, released in 2015. This game undermines what the Arkham series was trying to build. You see, the premise is that Scarecrow is trying to turn the whole city against Batman. And in doing so, he's trying to gas the whole city with his fear toxin. But the thing is, the whole city got evacuated, so it's pretty much pointless. Critics gave this game an 8 out of 10. And moving on to the pros, the graphics can look just downright gorgeous. The Batsuit itself is well designed, one of the best in Arkham game history. The Batmobile does have potential. Robin and several other characters are well fleshed out in this one. Joker has some of the best in-game dialogue we've seen in gaming. And Scarecrow personally looks awesome in this game. Some of the cons, though, is that, like we said about Joker, it's too much of him. He's kind of the central focus when he doesn't need to be. There's way too much Batmobile. It kind of messes with the physics and the whole gameplay itself. I mean, some of the villains don't really make sense now that the Batmobile's incorporated. The game, like most on this list, we said is buggy as hell. The thugs have little to no personalities. The villains' motivations are deeply flawed, and it's just pretty much a boring game. It's a disappointment to the other games that we played. We gave this game a 4 out of 10, and that'll take us to number 2. Number 2 is WWE 2K18, released in 2017, ironically. This game is pretty much broken. It has so many bugs and flaws that we can't really excuse it, and it pretty much killed our love for WWE games overall. This game from critics got a 6 out of 10, and some pros we found about the game is that it has beautiful entrance graphics. The customization itself is well done for the single player mode. Community Center is some of the most unique character development I've ever seen. You can download many unique characters, and wrestling just feels more realistic in this game than it has in other ones. Some cons though, the game's pretty much useless to anyone who doesn't have online. The game took away local co-op, so that's one of the things that people were looking forward to most for this game. It's buggy as hell like many others on this list. The tag team customization is overall useless, and loading screens just crash the entire game. We gave WWE 2K18 a 3 out of 10, which will lead us into some dishonorable mentions. Our first one on this list is The Order 1886. The game is not broken or overall bad, it's just kind of a chore to play. It's just boring, realistically. Our next one on our list is WWE 2K17. It's like 2K18, just broken and unimaginative. Sims 3 is on the list as well for just being a limiting Sims game. It took away a lot of what Sims 2 made good, and Sims 4 had to bring it all back. And last one is Black Ops 3 because it just failed on so many aspects. The campaign broke on the first mission for us. It was shitty.
And our number one worst game of the year is Resident Evil 6. This game was released in 2012, and critics gave this game a 6 out of 10. The basic plot to this game is that Leon is going to save the president from being assassinated
With a new zombie virus. Again.
And some of the things we liked about this game are some of the cutscenes are very well done, actually shaming a lot of the rest of the game. The action is very fast-paced, and it does have a co-op campaign, which is very rare nowadays, and we like
Ourselves a good co-op campaign.
On the downside, the game is overall a little boring and quite buggy and glitchy. The story itself is extremely unrealistic, at one point having the characters hit by buses and walking away unscathed, and ambulances, and just surviving numerous explosions that would realistically take out any human being. The melee and the shooting is also quite difficult to work with in this game, but the one thing it did do is it canceled out the whole Resident Evil series and made them reboot with Resident Evil 7, a complete fresh start.
It's a good game.
Our rating for this game was a 3 out of 10.
And with that being said, be sure to like and subscribe, and don't forget to
Wash your hands.
We'll see you soon.